It's another edition of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. E-farmer,
Yeah, there you go.
Tim Amlaw with Urban Veg, actually Pure Harvest Foods Inc., but you're Urban Veggie.
Yeah, our Arizona project is called Arizona Urban Organic Veggies.
What do you do?
We grow local vegetables, basically lettuces, 4 types of lettuce, a butter lettuce to red and green leafy lettuces, and romaine.
But you have a special, I mean, you just don't grow these things.
Yeah, I mean, the basic impetus here is that what we're looking at is there's roughly 650,000 people in the areas of Phoenix and the Metroplex that really have an access issue to good food, good local food. Right. And you have seasonality, which everybody understands if they grow a garden.
Wait a minute, you can grow things at 115 degrees out
yeah,
here in
no,
Phoenix?
it does get
challenging?
It is challenging to the plant, especially lettuce. So lettuce, like most of us, likes a nice, cool, moist environment.
Yes.
So when you challenge it with a dry, 100 plus 110 degree weather, we all wilt a little bit, right?
A little bit.
Lettuce definitely doesn't just wilt, it dies. So you really do have to have controlled environmental growing. And what we do is we use a container construction, basically, like shipping containers, like everybody sees that are around town.
All right.
And we do a complete retrofit of those containers. We actually manufacture the containers, so they're brand new, so they're very clean environments. And we manufacture all of our LED lighting, which we use as our grow lighting, and we do all of our manufacturing of our systems. So 100% of our manufacturing group puts all that turnkey component, so we can just bring that right into a location, set it on the ground, and you're harvesting, from the time I invoice a new container, you're harvesting in 15 weeks. You have fresh product coming
15
out.
15 weeks.
15 weeks.
Taylor is in her other life, she would have been a farmer, and she still is.
I think everybody really wants to be a farmer. Ultimately, people do love food. I mean, it is the place where we build our communications around, our kitchen tables. We go out and dine with our friends around food. Everything is built around food, so good quality food is very important.
We all know that.
Right.
Everybody talks about it. Good food, let's throw away the junk food, right? I mean, nutrition is all over the place and everything else.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, though, we tune into the NFL, and they're selling us Doritos, nachos, and all the bad food in the world.
Well, but you can make a good nacho. You could do instead. You can have a really good butter lettuce leaf, and you can fill it with great beans and a good nacho spice, and it's a wonderful environment.
But that's not what they're selling. But what you're doing, though, is different because you're providing information, particularly for it's an urban garden, really. I mean,
yeah, it is an urban garden,
and you're bringing it to distressed communities.
We are that, but that's not our main focus. Our main focus is trying to create a new source of supply for urban farming, for local vegetables. Okay. We waste about 40% of our food right now that's in production. I mean, people don't even realize that.
Explain that again. We're wasting 40%?
40% of all the food that's produced in the world goes to waste, either from the kitchen table or even before it gets to the distribution point. Walmart, for instance, which is the largest retailer of fresh vegetables, has a standard 14% shrink loss, basically, that they have to throw away. 14% of every fresh vegetable that comes into Walmart goes into the trash. So as a total component from harvest type, if you watch field lettuce, you can go on YouTube and see all field lettuce being harvested, and you see how much leaf is left in there, because we like things that really look good.
So they have to look very pretty to get to the market.
They have to look good to get to the market. So all of that product is all waste, right? Now it's composted back into the ground, and there's a lot of other ways to use it. But in general, you're only buying what is basically 60% of production. And 40% of production is lost in some sense. And so if you buy a head of lettuce today, for instance, one of the biggest challenges, most consumers, we have a chef friend of ours, and she'll talk about it. I mean, you throw that away. If that lettuce goes bad in 4 days once you bought it, you don't eat it. You throw it away. It's gone. The nice thing with us is when we harvest in this every week. It's fresh, so you have a fresh product that has 14 days of life on it, and you will be able to buy it in the next 2 days, within 2 days. So you'll have 11 days at least of freshness on that product.
And it's a good-looking lettuce. It's not going to go to waste.
It's good looking and it tastes good.
And it tastes good.
And it tastes good. So it's not trying, we don't preserve anything. We don't use pesticides. We don't use herbicides. So because we're in a controlled environment and it's a short-cycled plant, basically we harvest every 2 weeks. So we have scheduled weekly harvests, but basically the cycle of growing is every 2 weeks.
Tim, this all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And because it makes sense, and because it's good, there's got to be challenges to it.
There's a tremendous amount of challenges, and one is just getting it going, right? So it's a capital-intensive business.
All right.
So our single container that I showed you in the display that we're doing with a nice local nonprofit who's feeding 1,500 kids a day, absolute meals, okay? So they prep every single day school meals for 1,500 kids a day.
1,500 kids?
1,500 children in the Phoenix Metroplex area that they feed. And so what we're putting is one of our single containers, which costs us $65,000. I mean, that's our cost. There's no upcharges on that. So it costs us $65,000 for that technical growing facility. We're going to put it on their location. We're going to train them on how to do it. They train high-functioning handicapped kids as well as returning vets. So we're incorporating all of those community benefits within the growing system, besides a better nutritional product that's going to go feed 1,500 kids a day.
This doesn't take that much space either.
It's a standard
container.
It's 8 foot by 40 feet in length.
So land requirements, if you will, are not, it's not so much of an issue.
Yeah, no, our big one that we're focused on to supply all of Walmart for Arizona is basically a 3-story building with roughly about 120 of those single containers composed in a 3-story building. It's about 14,000 square feet of footprint.
A 14,000 square foot footprint,
right,
will supply all Arizona. Is that what I understand?
All of Arizona, yeah.
All of Arizona.
For four types of lettuce. Basically a butter lettuce, the romaine, and 2 types of leafy lettuce.
Which one is your favorite?
I like butter lettuce. That's because I'm old, and I like soft things.
You kind of strike me like a romaine man myself.
Yeah, listen, flavors, most people don't think lettuce has different flavors, but it does, right? So you can get spicy, you can get a little sweet. So you've got all of the elements of good fresh lettuce in those flavor ranges.
What is the government's reaction to your proposal? Are they receptive? Are they cooperating? Are they donating land that may, that?
Well, I'd like them, we'd always like government to be more cooperative, right? That's the adage, especially in this current political environment.
Right.
But the main thing is, I think government is. USDA is now really focused on looking at how their policies can really be redirected into urban agriculture, because typically they do a great job with farmers, right? But it's not an urban environment. What's allowing is to bring agriculture back. This is your backyard garden,
yeah,
in a little more sophisticated way, right? But everybody who's buying this lettuce locally, and they'll buy now through Quincia out of that single unit, 1,500 heads a week. So they get the chance to buy that 1,500 heads a week. And everybody who's buying that can point to, that's my garden right down the street.
Sure.
So they're going to have a better connection to the food they eat. We think that's going to be a great cultural increase to food quality, looking at health and nutrition, helping the communities with new education and new job training and a new future.
And I would imagine too, Tim, is that I'll take a lot of pride knowing that my letters came in from 2 blocks down the street than from where we're getting our lettuce now, California?
Yeah, 98% of our lettuce comes out of Yuma and during the season, and then if it's not in the season that Yuma can grow it, it switches to the Central Valley of California. So that's roughly 90-some-odd% of all the lettuce. And they're challenged right now. I mean, I'm not a big promoter of, this is bad, this is good. I use the term better in everything. So there's some things that are just better. And lettuce as a perishable food item is just better if it's fresher, and we can produce a fresher head of lettuce.
Your biggest challenge right now is capital.
It's always capital, yeah, because we want to grow. The need is probably right now for about 10 of these larger systems. The full big ones that we talked about, they're $6 million a piece. So you've got a $60 million CapEx, capital cost to be spent.
Yep.
So we need to stimulate that local environment, but it starts with these single units. So with Quincy and I, we would have an open invitation to anybody want to join us. We're putting the funds up to build that first facility, but we'd love to have a partner come in who's a capital partner that wants to see the benefits for the local community.
And after the show, you will see a lot of people reaching out to you. But
We love it.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Right.
I know this lady that has this crowdfunding site.
I saw that. Yeah, that was a
called
good one.
Smash Fund.
I saw that. Yeah, that's very good.
And
I'll invite everybody to go onto our online site, by the way.
Which is what?
Which is www.urbanorganicveggie, VEGGIE.com. urbanorganicveggie.com.
Right on. And I'll send you my code so that you can sign under me for that. Smash Fund
Yeah, that
site.
sounds good. I think I listened to her, so that was very good. Yeah,
You never know what can happen.
You never know.
My new best friend, man.
Hey.
You're doing excellent for the community.
Thank you,
Appreciate that,
sir.
Tim. Did you like that, Tanner? You're a veg. You know, you grow things in your garden now. She bought a house with a garden.
I love it. We'll put a container out backside and you'll pay your mortgage.
I love that even better.
All right.
With that, we're out.